I have so many unread books here that are just giving May energy. Ew, God, that sounded horrific. I don't know. I just want to read them in May. Oh, wow. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it's only 8. This is doable. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all the books that are going to be on my May TBR. I only know of the physical ones, but throughout this I'm going to think of some that are maybe on Kindle Unlimited that I want to read as well. This one is an unfinished book, but I'm going to include it. A lot of these I showed you in my last video in my bookshelf tour. I kind of like briefly mentioned them, but I'll just talk about them a little bit more in today's video. Oh my God! We have a little bit of a mix of everything, if I'm being honest. We have... Is this a thriller? We have a couple thrillers. I think this is a thriller. Mystery. We have a sapphic romance, an emotional romance, an emotional fiction book that's gonna rip out my soul, a happy little romance, dark romance. We have a little bit of everything. I am broadening my horizons and I'm giving variety, okay? Oh my God, this drink like every single time. Let's start with what my book club's reading this month. It's at the very bottom. This month, my book club is reading our first ever dark romance. I have a book club on Fable. I'll link it below if you want to go join. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of us in there and you don't have to interact every single month if you don't like one of the books that we're reading, but it's fun. If you do like the book and you want to interact, good to have you. We're reading our first dark romance. I gave so many disclaimers to everybody in there. I was like, if you are triggered by anything, please do not pick up this book and skip this month and come back next month. We're reading Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton. Listen, I like dark romance a lot. I sometimes feel bad saying that because of the things that happen in it, but I think what we have to remember is it is fiction. And I've heard such good things about this book. I've actually heard a lot of people like this better than The Cat and Mouse Duet by H.D. Carlton. So I'm excited to read. It is about, okay, I don't know what every single one of these books is about, but I'm gonna give you my thoughts of what I think they're about and what intrigued me to the book. If I'm completely wrong, it's because I actually have no idea what I'm talking about. There's your disclaimer. I'm pretty sure this is actually gonna be kind of funny. This is just gonna be made up shit in my head. Okay, what I've gathered from this book is that the FMC meets the MMC one night somewhere, a bar or something, and she steals his money or his identity. Hold on. Oh, she did take his identity, I think. Am I right? Okay, I think this girl takes this guy's identity or something, and then for some reason they're on a boat together, and I know he does something with shark infested water. His name is Enzo? That's so cute. God. I'm reading that dark romance, and then on Kindle I want to read, is it free on Kindle Unlimited? It's called The Ritual. I've heard it's really, really good. Okay, it's a dark college romance. College? Okay, it's free on Kindle Unlimited. It's by Chantel Tessier? Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I don't know what this one's about, but I do know what the cover says, and I'm scared. I don't even want to say this out loud. Dark romances are so funny when you're describing them to someone else, because I know when someone describes a dark romance to me, I'm just sitting there jaw dropped and I'm like, what the f? And then I read it and I enjoy it. It's like one of those books where it's like, what the f did I read, but I liked it. But when someone describes the dark romance to me, if someone would read what I'm about to read to you, I would be like, what the f are you reading? Yeah, so I understand that's probably gonna be your reaction to this. She is to serve and obey him. He will protect and own her. Oh my God! This is... Okay, anyways, moving on. Let's go ahead and move on to thrillers. This month, the couple thrillers that I want to read are The Housemaid and then the other book by Freida McFadden. Is that how you say her name? That sounded so foreign on my tongue. The red one. This one. I also want to read that. I don't know what this is about. Hold on, let me read the back. Every day I clean the Winchester's beautiful house. I pick up their daughter from school. Oh my God. This lady gets locked in a house. The housemaid, I mean, that is only the title, gets locked in this house by the wife. Wait, that actually sounds really interesting. So I want to read that, and then I also want to read The Silent Patient. This is about a lady who kills her husband or something, and then she is like the silent patient. She won't speak after that, and no one, I guess, is figuring out what happens. She like refuses to talk and give any explanation. She's like stunned. I don't know. I also really like how floppy this book is. Is this one floppy? I know The Housemaid is free on Kindle Unlimited, as are a lot of other Frida McFadden books. So I'll probably read a couple more of hers if I end up liking this one. Oh my god, this TBR is actually kind of iconic so far. And then next up, we're gonna go ahead and talk about A Little Life. I'm halfway into this book. It's just not a book that my brain can read quickly. While it's so wonderful and it's a fantastic book, I don't know how to explain like how my brain works. It just like I can't read it quickly, okay? I have to read this type of book very slow. I'm wanting to finish this. I'm a little bit less than halfway in the month of May. I have to, or I will never finish it. Great book so far. A little difficult for my brain to track at times. Let's put this here. The next book we have is Pack Up the Moon. Talked about this one a little bit in my last video as well. This is about a husband who's going through a grieving process. He loses his wife, and his wife leaves a note or like a letter type thing for every week or month for the next year after she passed away to help her husband get through the grieving process. I'm gonna cry my freaking eyes out, but I waited to read this until May. It's been on my TBR since like October of last year. You can't read this when you have seasonal depression. Okay, that's not the kind of book this is. The sun is shining now and the rain, April showers are gone pretty much. So this is going to be a May read for me. I don't like the paper this is written on. I can't explain it. It's just not great, but it is a very floppy book. So we have that. Oh my gosh, wait, I forgot to include this one. I do want to read this fantasy book. It's called The Curse of Ophelia. I recently got sent this book by the author. It's been on my TBR for a really long time. I've heard really good things about it. I don't know anything about it, but I think it's about this girl named Ophelia who has a curse on her. It's been 2 years since Ophelia has seen the boy she loves. When a treaty was signed ending the war and lifting the curse on a mystic warriors, Malachi left to attempt the sacred ritual known as the Undertaking. The Undertaking! He never returned, and the Undertaking was forbidden. What the f***? Ophelia's world crumbled around her. Yeah, no. Since then, she's pursued a fruitless search for answers when the deadly curse resurfaces only on her. Ophelia finds solace in the idea that when she dies, she may finally be reunited with her lost love. And then a messenger appears, telling her that she alone may be the one to save her people. This sounds very interesting. Next we have Love and Other Words. I've been told this is Friends to Lovers. Oh my god, wait, this girl is married? Oh my god, but when she runs into Elliot, the first and only love of her life. Oh, to have a childhood love. Oh, this is so sweet. Why am I kind of tearing up? Elliot was Macy's entire world, growing from her gangly, bookish friend into the man who coaxed her heart open again. Only to break it on the only to break it on the very night he declared his love for her. So Elliot will come to understand the truth behind Macy's decade-long silence and will have to overcome the past in himself to revive her faith in the possibility of an all-consuming love. Oh, it's me. Oh, this seems sweet as hell. Okay, cool. So I want to read Love and Other Words. I feel like I'm going to be emotionally f***ed up the ass this month. Next, we have a fun little sapphic romance. Delilah Green Doesn't Care. This is going to be one of the first like actual sapphic romances that I've read. Single Mother. I didn't know Claire in this was a single mom. I love single mom romances. Okay, this is going to be really good. I already know it. This book is like super stiff. And it kind of smells like a Scholastic book fair. Okay, stop sniffing your freaking books. The last book that we have on my physical TBR is Binding 13. I want to say I will get to this book, but this is one of the books where it's so big that I don't actually know if I will get to it. This is very emotional from what I've heard. I've heard it definitely has romance aspects into it, but it is very emotional and it will wreck you in a lot of different ways. People keep saying this is about high schoolers. The back of it says college. I've heard this book also has a lot of found family aspects into it, not just romance, not just emotionally wrecking, but love books that have found family. That's why I love Mariana Zapata books so much, because they have a lot of those aspects into it and people just welcome other people in. And I love that so much. It's the goal to get to it this month, but I might put it off another month. We will see. And those are all the books that are on my physical TBR for the month of May. I keep freaking forgetting what month it's going to be, and I have to like slow down and process it. I'm trying to think if there's any other books that are on Kindle that I want to read though. And some of these books that I own physically, I know they are free on Kindle Unlimited, so I'll probably end up reading them on Kindle. The birds are going crazy out there. Can you hear the birds? Okay, I don't know if I'll get to these, but I do want to read Pucking Around. When I have had enough of like depth and thoughts in books, then I'll read Pucking Around when I'm just wanting like straight smut. If it comes to that, you know, it might, you never know. That is by Emily Rath, I believe. And then also in my Kindle library right now, I have Sunny Disposition. It looks like this. I believe this is by either a newer author or just an indie author. The covers of this book, and then this other one by this author. I don't know the name, but I'm gonna put the picture here because I know it's somewhere on Kindle Unlimited. The covers are so adorable and they've kind of sucked me in already. And I believe they're rom-com. I'll probably need a little bit of rom-com fillers here and there. That's always what I end up needing. And then I'll probably end up reading Water Under the Bridge because I just finished Our Scorching Summer by the same authors that write that. This was actually the second book in the Interconnected Standalone series by Kelsey and Denise Stone. I haven't read Water Under the Bridge yet. They sent me this one. This one comes out, or it came out May 3rd when you're seeing this video. Go read this. This was a very fun friends to lovers rom-com with a good amount of spice in it. This just might be the perfect summer read. Because I liked this so much and this was the first book I've read by these authors, I do want to read the first one in this Interconnected series. And I think those are all the books that I'm gonna include in today's video, because if I include any more, I'm not gonna get to them, and then I'm gonna have to include them in the next video. Be my friend on Goodreads, because if you see me reading a book and you're reading a book, please DM me on Instagram and give me your thoughts. I will probably see your DM and DM you back so we can chat about the book, because I love nothing more than talking about the books that I'm reading with other people who are like reading them in that moment. If you want to read Does It Hurt and it's not going to trigger you in any way, go join book club, and we are going to be reading that this month. I have a new podcast episode coming out tomorrow. It'll be about all the books that I read in the month of April, but you haven't seen my bookshelf on Apple and Spotify, so go listen to that. It'll be out tomorrow, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!
I love you all. I wish I could stay all night long.
Let's get out of here.
Hey, darling.